This is day 23 of the 100 Day Project. And today is like a real talk kind of afternoon. So I slept pretty shitty last night, like really, really shitty, tossed and turn. Um, Basically, only ended up getting about probably a total of 3 hours sleep. But today I had my first 3 month checkup for um it's like a cancer checkup, I guess is what you can call it. Every 3 months, I have to go in and see my gynecologist, my oncologist, and just get a checkup to make sure that there's no cancer, nothing is going on. And perhaps maybe me not sleeping had something to do with that. Maybe it was just energy, who knows? So I really didn't do like, I haven't had a day. I haven't had a morning. I woke up, had to get in the car because we live in the country. Everything is about an hour away. So my oncologist is about an hour away in San Antonio. And so the morning has been that. It has been oncology, going in, getting the examination, and then feeling a lot of feels about that. And I haven't talked much about that journey here on Substack. I've actually written quite a bit for my business newsletter. And I'm probably going to share some of the stories over here because it is one of the big impetuses in my life to really live as fully and as out loudly and as authentically as I can. And yeah, so I'm wanting to share that. But today it hit me that I am going to have to get used to this story, this being my story every 3 months, right? And this is the first time that I've gone in outside of the surgery and then post-op and all of that. This was like just my first of the routine checkups. And it was a little jarring to me because it's so easy to be removed from something like that. But then you get back in it and it triggers like the avalanche of all the memories and all of the emotions and everything that I went through and my body went through and I emotionally, spiritually went through. And one of the things that got me through, two of the big things that got me through, three of the big things that got me through were writing, journaling, and reading. And this book in particular, Mark Nepo's Surviving, has made me crazy. I read a poem a day and I bought it on October 18th, 2024, the day after my cancer diagnosis. And I finished it the last day of the fall cycle. So December 20th, 2024. And I always mark in the front of my books where I get it, the date I get it, and the first read, because I often reread my books and I like to note when and where I've read it. Oh, Beth. And so after I went through the emotions and I wasn't as grounded as I probably should have been because I didn't have a morning. I didn't get to like do my morning ritual because I didn't sleep very well and wasn't able to get up when I wanted to as early as I wanted to. So I wasn't really grounded in my energy. So when I walked in and was in the Start Cancer Center, which is where I go for my every 3 month checkups, like it just all came swirling back in. And I wish I would have brought a notebook. I actually left my notebook here at the house because I was just so tired this morning, because journaling and writing through that has been one of the saving graces for me as I navigated that. So as we were driving to oncology, there was a Half Price Books, and my wife and I were like, okay, well, on our way back, we're going to stop because there's nothing like book therapy for me, like to re-energize my soul and kind of rewire and reground me into like the energy of my life. Like books just make me feel alive. It's why I write them. It's why I read them. It's like, yes, I love half price books too. There was that when I lived in Dallas, the first one, like the flagship store is huge and it was one of my favorite ones to go to. But there's something about books that just re-energize my soul. And after having that really emotional morning, it just felt good to go into a bookstore. So, of course, I'm a little crazy. So, I wanted to share with you my little book haul. I've never done a little book haul before, but this is like post first 3-month checkup. These are the things that really, when I picked them up, they just felt really good in my hands and wanted to go on this next writing, reading venture for me. Okay, so the first thing I got was, I'm so excited about this. It's Miss Cleo's tarot deck. Like, I'm so excited about this. I've watched the documentary on HBO. I would stay up all night, like watching her infomercials. I really hate what the system and everything did to her, but she's just iconic. And I'm so excited that I found these for such a great price. They were $5. This one I'm really excited about. I love day books. Like you read a page or something, every single day. And I picked it up and I was like, okay, if I resonate with what today's date is, it's the 17th, right? I'm going to get it. And today's reading is active listening. And I love it because they have like this little thing and then it has like further reflection and it talks about other authors and then things to try. I love, love, love things like this because it always inspires me. Hola, Jessica. It keeps my creativity juices flowing because it introduces something new every single day. So I'm really excited about this. We're doing a book haul, Jessica. I went to Half Price Books because I had my first 3-month oncology checkup and it triggered some memories and emotions, and books always make me feel better. So my wife and I went to Half Price Books because it was on the way. So I'm sharing my first book haul. This is my first book haul ever. And then I have wanted to get a like dictionary of quotations for like a really long time. Just because as a writer, I feel having other people's words that have resonated throughout time is so important. And it was only $4. It's probably older than what it is, what we could find now, but it still has some really, really good things. And the reason why, and then I got to show you the bookmark that came in it. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So the reason why I decided on this, I was like, okay, if it has a section like quotes on fame, I'm going to get it. And it does. It has all these quotes on fame because the memoir I'm writing is about fame and like how, yeah, it's about fame. I'm just going to stop there and I'll share probably in one of these lives what it is, the whole thing later. Okay, but when I opened up the book, check out this cool bookmark that was in there for free. I was like, what? I love it. Ban bigots, not books. I feel like I should like wear this as a necklace. So that was a free little bookmark. Okay, so then I also got, oh no, Beth, you were with me when I talked about this. They didn't have it. I think it was Saturday when I was going to go to the local bookshop to see if they had it. They didn't have it, but I found it at Half Price Books, The Chronicles of Narnia. So I'm really excited to start reading this one. And that's going to be my fiction book. And then, okay, so I showed you these. And then I got a lot of books, y'all. I got a lot of books. And then I'm excited about this one. It's called Many Moons. And not, it's got like all of these, like, I love because there's like alchemical references, there's stories about the moon. And one of my cards for my memoir, one of the tools, I picked 2 cards for my memoir, and one of them was the moon. And so I saw this book and I was flabbergasted. and it's got things on moon signs. So it's like all about moon words. So we're probably going to have like a live on the moon here pretty soon. And then because I love tarot, it's one of my favorite tools for transformations. It's one of my favorite tools to connect with spirit and the divine and receive messages and really connect to myself. I found this amazing book. It's called Tarot for Yourself. And what I loved about it is that it's got so many different like chapters. So like prosperity and planning, reading in depth. And I just love like well-loved books like this. Like I love getting books that have like highlights or what's called I think it's called margalia, something about writing in the margins. Margalia, I think is how. But then there's like all of these, like it's like a workbook. I'm obsessed with things that are workbooks. And then there's 3 left. I'm really excited about this one and really sad that the book got bent in there. But one of my other writing literary witches that I'm working with as I'm writing is Joy Harjo. And I've been wanting to read, and they're an Indigenous writer, as am I. So I'm really trying to read more Indigenous writers as I write my memoir. I found her book of poems, and I'm so excited because I've heard really great things about this. And I love just reading poetry before I write because it inspires me to get into that poetic mindset. So this I feel is going to be like on my writer's desk with me. And then I feel like I lucked out with this one. I'm really excited. It was a little bit more expensive than what I wanted to pay, but I couldn't let it stay there. This is one of the original printings, and it's called Goddess Spirituality Book, Rituals, Holidays, and Moon Magic. And I love that the way that she spelled like holy days, like holidays. And I also opened it up, and as soon as I opened it up, what I love about like the 70s and 80s women's spirituality movement, it was so tied to politics and feminism and equal rights for all. And I feel like there's that still here in our modern day age, but it's not as prevalent. And there's like a whole sect of the spiritual community that just bypasses that. They're like, you can't be like high vibe and also tap into politics because then that ruins your aura. And it's just fucking bullshit, right? It's just spiritual bypassing. And whenever I can find books that are written in the 60s and the 70s, like the height of first wave feminism, I always love to buy them because they're so rooted in women's lib, in depending upon who the author is, in intersectionality. So it reinvigorates me and shows me that there is a lineage for us political witches, spiritual beings who still want to make the world a better place and are intersectional and marginalized. There's room for the both and. And so I knew it as soon as I picked it up. Like you can just open the book at random, and it's like I love the spelling of women, but it's like women take liberty, and I mean it's just all about claiming women, and by women obviously I mean all inclusive and non-gender specific. But I was like, I can't not get this. I was like, it's a little bit more, but I mean, there's just like literally like rituals, like death ritual, croning ceremony. Like I'm going into the croning phase. Like I'm very excited about this book and thumbing through. And then I got something because this was all, I mean, it's fun, but I wanted something fun. And I've been kind of thinking about how I want to insert play in my Substack. And, the whole theme is I'm going to go like Alice in Wonderland-y. And so look what I found. Alice in Wonderland puzzles. And so I thought, how fun, one, would it be for me to go through this and play? But then, like, if I find some good ones, I'll share. I mean, of course, quoting and coming back and crediting this author. But it would just be fun to have, like, some puzzles and playtime in a time that's just so serious, and we have to be so serious, but not all the time. So this book haul really helped me remember myself. And whenever I'm dealing with heavy emotional things, I really try my best not to bypass it. I really try to allow myself to feel it. And then as I feel it, ask myself what will make me feel better in this moment. Not feel the best, right? But what would make me feel just like a little bit better than I did before. And going into the half price books. And then, oh my gosh, I got to show you the bag. And then they're bagless here in San Antonio. And then I saw this bag. So it says, save the water, save the planet, save the animals. And I just absolutely love this. And apparently the co-founder of Half Price is an environmental advocate, and they illustrated this right here for Half Price Books employees. Like, so there are shirts running around the world with this on it. And I'm like, I told my wife, I was like, how cool would it be to find like a t-shirt that looks like this in like a thrift store? So if you ever see anything that looks like this, please DM me because I want it. So yeah, it put a smile on my face. It put myself back into my heart. And I wish that I could just take the day off and just revel in all of this. But as a creative who's working for themselves, if I don't show up to my work, then it doesn't happen. So I'm giving myself today for an hour. I'm giving myself an hour to do work, and then I'm going to let myself just be, whether that's a nap. And I'm not a napper. I do not like taking naps, but I'm going to be really gentle with myself because today has been a very emotionally charged day. So thank y'all so much for hanging here with me and looking at my new books with me. That was a lot of fun. I've never done that before. And thank you for the well wishes. I know I will be feeling better later on today. Maybe I won't. Who knows? I don't know. I'm feeling better now, even just like talking to you and having conversations. So thank you for being here with me. I love y'all so, so much. And I will see you tomorrow in Lakesh. Bye, friends.